What if I told you that 30 minutes a day could completely rewire who you are? Not who you want to be, who you actually are, at an identity level, at a brain level, at a level so deep that the people around you start to notice before you even do. Most people think reading is just information, something smart people do, something boring people do. I used to think the same thing. But here's what nobody told me, and what I wish someone had told me years earlier. Reading doesn't just give you information. It physically changes the structure of your brain. It changes how you think, how you feel, how you see the world. And over time, it changes who you are. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Because once you understand why this happens, not just that it happens, you will never look at a book the same way again. Stay with me, because what's coming in this video is going to hit different. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how reading rewires your mind and why it's the one habit that changed my life more than meditation, journaling, or even exercise. I'm going to share my own story with reading because honestly, I hated it. I thought it was for weak people, and I'm going to show you what changed. I'm going to give you the science behind what's actually happening in your brain when you read. And at the end, I'm going to give you the one thing that determines whether reading actually transforms you or just fills your time. One more thing before we go in. Do me a favor, full screen this video, put your phone down, close the side recommendations, turn off your notifications, because what I'm about to share is something you need to actually absorb, and that requires you to be here, not half here, fully here, because that's exactly what we are going to talk about. Presence, attention, and why protecting both of them is the first step to becoming the person you want to be. Let's go. Here's the problem. We live in a world that is designed to destroy your attention. Every app, every notification, every scroll, it's all built to give you tiny hits of dopamine so fast that your brain never has to sit with one thought long enough to go deep. And the result? Most people can't focus for more than a few minutes. Most people react to everything and reflect on nothing. Most people consume thousands of pieces of content every single day and retain almost none of it. Scrolling trains reaction, reading trains reflection, and here's why that matters for your life specifically. Every goal you have, the body, the money, the freedom, the peace, requires deep thinking. It requires you to sit with discomfort long enough to figure out what you actually want and how to actually get it. But if your brain is wired for instant dopamine, for fast, easy, zero friction content, then the moment things get hard, your brain will drag you back to the scroll. Every time. You can't outwork a wired brain, you have to rewire it at first. And that's exactly what reading does. I want to be honest with you. I didn't grow up reading, I wasn't a kid with a book, I thought reading was boring. Genuinely, I thought it was for people who had nothing better to do, or people who were just built differently than me. So for years, I didn't read. I consumed videos, social media, podcasts, gaming, always something fast, always something easy. And I was going nowhere. Not slowly going nowhere, fast going nowhere. The kind where you are always busy but never actually building anything. Then someone handed me a book, and something shifted. Not immediately. Not dramatically, but slowly, over weeks, I started to notice something. The way I thought about problems was changing. The way I spoke was changing. My patience was different. My confidence was different. And I couldn't explain it at first until I understood the science behind what was actually happening. Because reading wasn't just giving me information, it was giving me experience. Someone else's experience, someone else's failures, decisions, thinking, absorbed directly into my brain like it happened to me. That's when I realized reading isn't a habit, it's an identity shift. Let me break down what's actually happening in your brain when you read. When you read a story, a real narrative, your brain doesn't process it like data. It processes it like a lived experience. The same neural pathways that fire when you physically do something also fire when you read about someone doing it. Your brain absorbs the story as if it were real. Think about that for a second. You can live the experience of a billionaire, a war survivor, a world-class athlete in a single book. Your brain files it as experience, not theory, not information, experience. Reading also builds neural connections tied to memory and comprehension. It physically strengthens the parts of your brain responsible for focus, language, and deep thinking. It increases empathy because every time you step into a character's perspective, you're training your brain to see the world through eyes that aren't your own. And here's the one that hits hardest. Regular readers develop deeper, slower thinking in a world that rewards speed and reaction. Deep, slow thinking is superpower. It's the thing that separates the people who make great decisions from the people who keep making the same mistakes. Here's a quote I want you to think about. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. Every person you admire, every successful entrepreneur, athlete, thinker, they read. Not because they have time, because they made time, because they understood something that most people don't. The fastest way to access a great mind is to read their book. You can find the full story of the greatest people who ever lived in a single book you can finish in a week. Their failures, their thinking, their turning points, compressed into something you can hold in your hands. How is that not the most incredible thing you have ever heard? Let me give you some numbers, because this is where it gets real. 10 pages a day. That's it. That's all I'm asking. 10 pages a day is 3,650 pages a year. That's roughly 12 books. 20 pages a day, maybe 30 to 60 minutes of your time, is 7,300 pages. That's 24 books a year. 24 full minds, 24 complete worldviews downloaded directly into your brain. Now think about the person you are today and imagine the person after 24 books, after 24 sets of experiences that aren't yours but now live in your brain as if they were. That person thinks differently, speaks differently, moves through the world differently. That person is available to you, starting today. But here's the thing I need to stop you on. Because most people hear this, get inspired, buy a book, read 3 pages, and never open it again. And the reason why, it's not laziness. It's not that you don't care. It's something much more specific. And if you don't understand it, reading will never stick. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now. The reason most people can read for long periods of time comes down to one thing: dopamine. Your brain has been trained by apps, by feeds, by algorithms to expect a dopamine hit every few seconds. Scroll, hit, scroll, hit, scroll, hit. Reading doesn't work like that. Reading is slow. Reading is delayed gratification. The reward comes later, sometimes much later. So when you sit down with a book, your brain goes, where's the hit? And when it doesn't come fast enough, your hand reaches for the phone, almost without thinking. This isn't weakness, this is neuroscience. So how do you fix it? You have to manage your dopamine levels before you read. That means no social media before a reading session, no videos, no scrolling. Give your brain a chance to reset. Even 10 minutes of quiet before you open the book. And suddenly, reading becomes easier because your brain is no longer comparing it to something faster. Start small, 10 pages. Put the phone in another room. Protect the session like it matters because it does. Here's what I want you to understand above everything else in this video. Reading is not a habit. It is an identity shift. Most people try to change their habits before they change their identity. And it never works. Because you can never outwork who you believe you are. If deep down you still believe you are someone who doesn't read, who isn't disciplined, who isn't the type of person who does hard things, then every habit you try to build will fight against that belief. And the belief wins every time. But reading changes that. Not in a week, not in a month, but over a year of reading 12, 15, 20 books, your identity quietly, slowly, permanently shifts. You start to think differently. You start to speak differently. You start to see differently. And one day, you look back at the person you used to be and you don't recognize them anymore. I'm genuinely grateful to the past version of me who started reading, even though he thought it was boring, even though he almost quit. Because that decision, that one small, unsexy daily decision, shaped the person I am right now. And I believe it will do the same for you. And if you are still watching this, I want to offer you something. Most people clicked off. They went back to scrolling. They heard the word reading and their brain said, too slow. Not for me. You didn't. And that already tells me you are not looking for motivation. You're looking for real change. That's exactly who I work with. I have one-on-one calls open where I sit down with you personally and we build the life you keep picturing at night. The reading habits, the discipline, the structure, the mindset. Everything that turns that version of you 1 year from now into reality. Not generic advice, not another video. Your life, your goals, your plan. The link is in the description. If you're ready to stop watching and start building, I will see you there. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one book, just one. Something that speaks to the area of your life you most want to change. And commit to 10 pages a day for the next 30 days. No updates, no posting about it. Just you and the page. Every day, drop in the comments what book you are starting with. And if you're ready to go deeper, I've put together a free 7-day reset ebook. It's in the description. It's free and it's built exactly for the person who's ready to stop consuming and start becoming. Subscribe if this hit you. I post every week real talk on mindset, habits, fitness and building a life that's actually yours. No fluff, just the work. Stay strong until the next one. Thank you for watching.